It's good, YouTube. The King here, AQUA Life Baby. You already know how it is. So I'm here at school. Got here, had to get to class like 45 minutes early because the bus comes at 8:20, and then the next bus doesn't come till 9:25, and then my class is at 9:30, so I have to take the early bus and all that yada yada yada. Anyways, so I don't want to be late to class. So just making this video, so I guess a quick update, let you guys know pretty much, what's going on, the plan, I guess why there's not a lot of content. Like I said, I'm here at school, University of Maryland, full-time student, so, and I'm looking at graduating in the spring, so that's why I want to definitely focus on my studies this semester, next semester, obviously, so I can get that degree. Now, with that being said, I'm not quitting Vanguard or anything like that. Obviously, no. I'm just taking a huge step back from spending a lot of time looking up decks, researching it, play testing heavily, and things like that. My last, I honestly really haven't played much since the DMV Dynasty Cup that I won with Chaos Breaker. That was kind of like my last hoorah, in a sense, major tournament. Really haven't played it since. Really haven't even touched or looked at my Vanguard cards really since then, in a sense. And not that school, it's not just that school has something to do with it. It's just that right now there's really nothing that personally I want to make or build or that I'm excited about. Like literally after the Rummy Labyrinth booster, there's been nothing exciting really. Fire's Collection is a piece of candy for everybody. Everybody gets to put their hand in the jar and grab out a piece of candy. That's what Fire's Collection is. And then we had the Bermuda set. Wasn't excited, wasn't pleased. I don't like Cho-Cho. Wasn't too enthusiastic about updating lores or anything like that. So didn't invest in the Bermuda set. Set 11, that recently just came out. And I can definitely, next time I see Black Steve, I can definitely make deck profiles of his Blade Wings and Shaharlet and his updated ZTB deck. But nothing that, I play or interested in playing is going to be coming out to December, which is going to be the Link Joker stuff, and then obviously set 13 with Aqua Force. So definitely, there's that, going on. Now, I'm going to set 12. I am going to look to update my brother's Vanquisher deck, and I'm tentative right now on whether or not I want to update Blade Master. I just don't have the heart to do it. So, for me, if your heart's not in it, then, don't do it. If your heart's not in it, I ain't doing it, really. So, right now, the heart's not in it to do it, so, but, that's basically what's been going on, really. School and, just the lack of interest in certain things that have come out, product-wise and in a way. I've played with every build of Aqua Force possible. I'm waiting for mostly the reason why I'm waiting for the new support is because we do have a very solid main deck. Speaking of Blue Waves and Thavis himself, we do have a solid main deck. We have a really nice Stride deck, but a lot of the decks in the game, like I said in my videos about stagnation, they have ascended past certain levels. They have grown, in ways of defense. They're able to have a lot more defensive plays. I mean, I was playing against Dark Irregulars the other day. Just when you think a Lambros turn is good to push damage on your opponent, he has a card that can give his Vanguard plus 5k defense, putting him at a base of 16k, And this is just a hard. It wasn't even Blade Wings with their defensive build. They have a card that does that, and Aqua Force already suffers from getting trigger hitting. So your opponent will definitely take a damage, and if it's a trigger, then that really hurts our turn since we're not gaining power throughout the turn, increasing and whatnot. And Lambros, a lot of the times I forget it's not 2015 anymore. Lambros is not as effective as he once was. He's not as dominant, as game ending, as closing as he once was, because decks have gotten, decks, clans, or whatever it is, they have gotten better defensively. Offensively, they can build up a lot of. They have new ways to build up more advantage and decrease your own. So, again, being blunt, if you look at it, when you play with your Aquaforce deck, just take a look at when the cards that you're playing, the core of your deck got released. It's 2015. The majority of our support is still from 2015. I think that our G Guardians are crap. I mean, I like the new Super G Guardian, but Ice Barrier, I like the card. The free 36k defense is great, but the fact that your opponent can play around that ability between the second and third, battle, depending on what they have during attacking the game, is very detrimental. Facing a Gilderazed, and I can't throw that card out for a free 36k. Because my opponent planned around it, attacked, made sure he attacked with him on the third battle, which also negates Floatia. In itself is a bad thing too. Now I did have Super G Guard, which is, great and all, but again, the Super G Guard can also be played around. Now I'm just referring to Charlotte because that's the last deck that I play tested against. They can go into the Grade 4 Charlotte, attack things, eradicate your board, and play around the Super G Guard, play around both Floatia and Ice Barrier. Just things like that from just common knowledge of what Aquaforce does and things like that. So again, while I do think we still have a very solid base, and I've seen people, still have some success with it and things like that, I don't see it consistently enough in a lot of top finishes, as well as, clan popularity and being played. And, I just would like to attribute that to the fact that we have really not improved much beyond our clan booster of 2015. We have not improved much. I've fiddled around with every deck build imaginable with Aquaforce here and there, and I've done well with it here and there, and I've done not so well with it, and it just comes with the territory. I see playing the deck, playing against other decks that are constantly getting support, constantly getting updated, you can see that they have. And it's not just the fact that, yes, we are solid, but it's the fact that they have new ways to counter what we already do. They have new ways to play around our abilities and stronger ways to play around our abilities. And that just comes with new support and lack of support for us. That's what it is. But we are getting support in December, so I'm happy about that. Link Joker... can't wait for Link Joker support from Messiahs and my homeboy Chaos. Chaos to me is still pretty nice in the game. Again, even with the lack of support, because of its ability to control. Now it does rely on having some field to push the opponent and 12 crit triggers to really force some damage. To really force damage out and push opponents. And then the new GB8 card, which is a godsend. But I'm really excited to see what the new support brings for Chaos, and I think that Chaos is going to do some good. Right now, though, I know that when I did play test a little bit more against Blasters, wasn't too fun playing against Gancelot. Gancelot's a ridiculous card. That card is definitely ridiculous. It gives Royal Paladins outside of its resistibility when it's face up in your G zone, is the fact that it gives them the ability to fight down a singular column. 4 drive checks, a crit, a free counter charge. That you can't ask for much more than that. They really got a good energy. Blaster decks have really dumbed down to really, first strike Gansalot, second strike Alfred or Gansalot, third strike Alfred or Gansalot, fourth stride Gansalot, fifth stride Gansalot if you make it that long, sixth stride maybe GB8. GB8 you might be able to use it on fifth stride, maybe not, whatever. But it's like, it's the blaster deck has really dumbed down to somewhat of that point where you're going to either get 4 checks, a crit, and a counter charge, or you're going to get a rear guard plus 3K, twin drive, Vanguard, triple drive. But yeah, that's, but again, like back to the matchup, Chaos, that card really does put Chaos in a bit of a bind because the 4 checks do hurt. Sometimes you're going to sit there and give them a 2 to pass. Well, then, 2 to pass, they got 4 checks. They have an extra chance of hitting that 2 to pass. So, you want to give them a 3 to pass. And again, they still have the extra check, which can be definitely a 3 to pass. And it gives them more hand advantage and more way to fight. Now, you can try and go for a deck out against them if they're going to be spamming Gansalot, all game, which is also a possibility. But it's, again, nothing's guaranteed. It's not really guaranteed. And, I think that as we get closer to the release of the Link Joker set, obviously, and if Link Jokers is because the Royal player has noticed that Link Jokers have become a problem. I believe that, they can obviously switch it up and, ride a backup Alfred, and they have the that unlocking card that Alfred has. They have that card at their disposal if they, if they are trying to prepare for a Link Joker matchup. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty much you versus Gansalot in that type of matchup. But yeah, that's just a little bit. That's just a discussion. I just wanted to have with you guys, let you guys know what's going on, what I think, what's going on, and whatnot. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want me to discuss anything else, like matchup knowledge or anything like that, I can easily make those videos for you just sitting here in class. So, all right. Cardfight King, and I'm out. Peace.